What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you guys doing tonight? Welcome to a new episode of Phenomenal Views. Of course, I am your beloved host, Nick Smith, and this is my review for Netflix's series of unfortunate events done by Netflix. And for those who have been watching my channel, I've been waiting for this to come out, and I am so glad it's finally here. I watched the first 2 episodes yesterday morning, and each episode, or each book does get 2 episodes, and it is labeled, the first 2 episodes are labeled as The Bad Beginning Part 1 and Part 2, and as I was watching it, the first episode did feel like 45 minutes, but when I started watching the second episode, I was like, how long has this been going on? And I checked the time, I was like, this has been going for like 25 minutes. And it still has like 45 minutes to go. They make the second episodes longer so they don't have to rush anything, and I thought that was excellent, because I was honestly kind of worried about like each book was going to be rushed, or at least the early ones anyway. And just seeing how the first episode is 45 minutes and then the second is longer, and it gives everybody enough time to get to the major parts of the book and to close out the book and then start the new one. And I thought that was brilliant. I really did. I enjoyed all the actors. They really did a good job of bringing these characters to life. The Baudelaires are great. I loved that Joan Cusack is Justice Strauss. But my favorite part of this whole entire show is Neil Patrick Harris as Count Olaf, and I am so thrilled that he is playing Count Olaf. He really brings the character of Count Olaf to life, and I love Jim Carrey as Count Olaf. I love that movie, I do. But after reading the books, I just feel like Neil Patrick Harris brought Count Olaf more to life, if that makes sense. Because, like, there were a couple things missing from the movie that Count Olaf does that make you really feel like this guy is a terrible person. And throughout the whole entire 2 episodes, he's basically like, he gives big hints that he's wanting to take the fortune, but nobody listens. Nobody listens to what he says. Nobody listens to what the Baudelaires say. And he spells it out clearly, like there's in one of the trailers, he's like, sees the children. You mean the day? I said day. Or he says stuff about like taking the fortune all the time, and they're just like, what? Nothing. Your fortune will be mine. I can use your fortune to make my house better. And they did a brilliant job of capturing his cruelty and his just maniacal villainness. With when he's talking to normal people, he's like, oh yeah, yeah, go away. He's kind of like that awkward person that doesn't really want to be disturbed, kind of person who doesn't really like to interact with people. But when he's behind closed doors, oh, he gets frickin' evil, which is what Count Olaf is supposed to be. One of my favorite parts in the book, they brought that to life with Count, although I did kind of have a little bit of an issue with it, I guess, but like Count Olaf picks up Sunny after the dinner scene with the roast beef, and he holds her up higher. And the thing is, I think I remember in the book, Sunny was crying the higher Count Olaf lifted her, and they didn't really have Sunny cry that much, but the Baudelaire orphans were terrified, and they captured that moment. And then the moment I was waiting for, where Count Olaf smacks Klaus across the face, and I was like, okay, that's perfect. That is perfect, because that scene, like, they built up the tension of Count Olaf just sitting there with just like this maniacal stare, and then just bam, just backhands Klaus, and I was like, okay, this is Count Olaf. All these actors, Netflix has done, everyone involved with this project has done a wonderful job, and I cannot wait to watch the other episodes. I love Lemony Snicket. I love the sets. I love how much they put into this. And it clearly shows that they really did care about the series. And they did say it was going to be dark, and it is dark. But it does have a little bit of, it does have its funny moments, but that's just because of the cast. And Neil Patrick Harris, like I said, is a great Count Olaf. He really is. This series is starting off really well. I cannot wait to watch The Reptile Room, parts 1 and 2. If there was anything I'd say that I really had to complain about the first 2 episodes, or at least a minor nitpick, is one of the characters I kind of imagined looking a little differently. It's the character that they describe in the book as, you can't really tell if it's a man or a woman, and I just picture like this big, humongous mongoloid type of person who is just menacing and intimidating. And they didn't really do that, but that might have just been me over exaggerating. But other than that, everything else is fine. Okay, well, except the two twins, I didn't really expect them to be old. I kind of figured they would be like maybe like Count Olaf's age, or at least a little bit younger, because that's what they had in the movie, and that's just what I pictured in my mind, was them being younger. Like at least in their early 40s, maybe late 40s at least. But other than that, everything else is fine. The Baudelaire's personalities are right, of how they have saying, whenever they would describe a big word, they would say, this word means such and such. They would kind of use it in an example, which is from the book. And they also even have the backstory, kind of Lemony Snicket talking about not only his life, but his research of the Baudelaire orphans, but it doesn't overshadow. Everything blends together perfectly, and I really did enjoy it. I really enjoyed The Bad Beginning. This got me sucked in as soon as I started watching. Another nitpick that I have, but it might be that I don't remember the first book that well. When the Baudelaires are taken into their mansion after it's been burned down to see if there's anything that they can find, or after Mr. Poe takes them to see what's left, Klaus finds a spyglass, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, why are you doing that? That's what the movie did. The movie introduced these spyglasses in the movie, and if I'm correct, in the book the spyglasses didn't show up until much later, and they're all the orphans already saw the symbol for VFD before they saw it on Count Olaf's ankle. Other than that, that's just like a little minor nitpick, but everything else I enjoyed tremendously. The acting is great. The suspense with Count Olaf and how terrifying he is and how much of a villain he is great. The actors are great. This is a great series. I really did like the first episode, the very first 2 episodes. I liked how they adapted the first book. It was done right. It was done perfectly. Like I said, it didn't feel rushed. We got time with the characters. We got time with Klaus and him trying to stand up to Count Olaf. We got time with Violet talking about how she promised her parents, or that her parents made her a promise to always look out for her siblings. We got Sunny biting things, which I actually like the animation of how they have Sunny bite things. We got where Count Olaf almost defeats them, and like they just captured everything in these first 2 episodes really well, and they closed it perfectly with the ending of The Bad Beginning, which I'm not going to give away, and setting up to the next book, The Reptile Room. And they did introduce a few other characters that are involved with VFD. And the only thing, I guess, I kind of don't like that they're bringing in VFD too early. And when I review the series as a whole, I'll talk about some things that I wish that they had have waited until the appropriate time to do so. But other than that, guys, I'm enjoying this series so far. Put in the comments below if you have seen The Bad Beginning Parts 1 and 2. What did you like about it? Did you like this series? What do you think about Neil Patrick Harris's Count Olaf? I personally love it. Guys, something unfortunate has finally come, and it's here to stay for a while. Have a good night, guys.